Hey, welcome to another free weekly mini training. My name is 𝗳𝗶𝗴𝘂𝘁 and I'm a spiritual business coach who is here to help you become a six-figure new earth leader. Get ready because today's actually not a mini training, sorry. It's a story time, but you're still gonna wanna watch this. Why? Because this story is going to help you shift perspectives in your business. So with that, today I will be sharing how I almost quit coaching and then doubled my income. So I like to mix things up a bit because every single week I do drop free mini trainings to help you in your business. There's a spirit here. No, it was my elbow. But today it felt really important that I shared more of my own personal story so that you can understand the reality of being an online coach, and it is not all peaches and ice cream. Like, there are difficulties to this, and I don't think enough business coaches talk about the reality of wanting to quit and run away. So before we get into the yumminess of today's video, make sure you hit subscribe below so that you never miss a beat, because every single Thursday I'm showing up giving you a free training that is going to help you step into your leadership role here as we create a new earth. Okay, now that you've done that, let's dive into story time. So, you may or may not know this about me. I've shared my story on several occasions here and on my platform. So if you haven't yet, go to my website, 𝗳𝗶𝗴𝘂𝘁.com. There's a great video there produced by my friend that tells my whole story. But I'm going to talk about more recently because about a year ago, I'd been coaching already for about a year, 8 months. And this was about a year ago. And it was at that time where I had reached my breaking point. In fact, I was that close to quitting coaching and to running away to the Himalayan mountains to be a musician. I shit you not, no joke, I was literally that close. Why? Because up until your first six figures, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. And I'm not saying this to scare you if you haven't hit your first six figures yet. But there's a lot of underlying work that you're doing. I mean, you're always doing shadow work in your coaching business, but extra hard in the first year because you are literally reprogramming your mind and stepping into your highest version of yourself. And it's quite confronting. And so during this first year as well, it didn't help that me being more heavily in my masculine energy, wanting to always go. I was so burnt out by the final year of my first coaching business that I had just reached it up to here. And it's funny because I hit my first six figures by the end of 2020. This is the timeline where we're at. I'd hit the first six figures. It was so amazing, but I was so tired. I was so exhausted having gotten to that point that I literally didn't want to do it anymore. I remember voice noting my coach at the time and telling her, I don't think I can do this. I was bawling. I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know if I can keep working the 50-hour work weeks and all of it, putting my all into the strategy and everything. I can't do this again. I did that to hit my first six figures, but I can't do this anymore. And it was in that moment, though, that moment of wanting to run away, that's the key moment that I want to speak into, because inevitably on any journey, there will be a moment when you want to quit. However, I'm going to pass on some wisdom. First, hitting your first six figures doesn't need to be that hard. It was overly hard for me because I wasn't working with my design type, nor did I have feminine and masculine energetic balance in my business, which is why I teach my clients that, right? I don't want them to repeat the same mistakes that I did. Although I learned from it, it's you can avoid that. Let me teach you from experience. And then the second lesson I want you to learn from this is when you feel like you want to run away, you want to quit, that is actually a powerful, beautiful opportunity for you to look at the final fears that are arising that are keeping you from crossing the next level. Let that sink in. So when it happened to me, instead of allowing that, everything that was coming up to drive me to quit, what it actually was a freaking blessing from the universe to just show me some of those final really big shadows that were going to keep me from entering the next level. And if I quit, if I ran away to the Himalayas, those would still come up via a different mirror. That's why this work is so damn complex and so beautiful. It's very spiritual, right? So my business gave me that beautiful reflection, the opportunity to look at some of those last fears that were driving me from wanting to run away. And there was a lot for me, right? There was a lot of like fear of abandonment, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. And had I not had that feeling, I would have never had that opportunity to go in and do the shadow work around those fears. It was like, oh, okay, thank you, business, for pushing me to this edge so that I could then become aware of what the ego is telling me, some of those old programming. And then from that awareness, I can then do the work to actively and consciously reprogram my mind to step into the next level. So thank God my coach at the time talked me off the ledge. And then that was the start of the work, the next phase of work as an entrepreneur. And so if you ever feel like you want to quit, or if you ever felt like you want to quit, I, as your coach in this moment, am going to ask you, what are the biggest fears that are arising that are having you want to quit? It is those fears that are asking for your attention so that you can let go of what no longer serves you and move on to the next level that is inevitable. So come back to this video anytime you feel like quitting. And thank you for listening to my story. Again, I'm here to serve you and help you on your mission to being a new earth leader, and that starts with being the best coach and leader that you can be. By the way, if you've been wanting to work together, now is the chance. I am pre-enrolling for a VIP one-on-one spot, as well as UCB, my 8-week blueprint program, and my mastermind, my 4-month experience for current female coaches and lightworkers. If you're interested, now is the time. It is the time, especially because I have early bird offers, pre-selling for 2022. You can go ahead and click the link below to join and apply. So that's it for this week's episode. Until next week, happy living.